Okay, so let's take a look at calculating forward discounts and premiums. So just as a quick refresher, a forward rate is pretty much you today agreeing ahead of time to trade with someone, usually a bank, in the future, agreeing to trade, agreeing to buy or sell a currency at a pre-specified rate. So you're agreeing today about what rate you're going to exchange these two currencies for at that specific time in the future. And that's why we can look at forward premiums and discounts, because the spot rate, the rate today, may be one thing. The forward rate, the rate for the currency you want to buy or sell, may be another thing entirely. And so the value differential between the forward rate and the spot can fluctuate from a premium to a discount. And so it's useful to be able to calculate whether there's a forward premium discount. It tells you not only about where the market thinks the currency is going to go, it also tells you, for reasons that are beyond this example calculation, about the interest rates between the two countries. So let's say that we have a spot exchange rate. In this case, we're looking at US dollars per British pound, Great British Pound, or GBP. By the way, whenever we talk about US dollars in relation to British pounds, we almost always put the US dollar on top, just sort of by convention, with the British pound on the bottom. So 1 British pound here buys 1.5813 USD. Okay, and this is our spot rate. Our forward rate for USD versus British pound is 1.5546 per British pound. And so what do you think? Just without any calculation, but just using logic, it's a good question to ask yourself, is the US dollar trading at a discount? Is it trading weaker, or is it trading stronger in the forward market relative to the spot? And the answer is that it's trading stronger. We would say that's a premium in the forward market, because we can see with the forward rate, the British pound is buying fewer USD than it is in the spot. So the dollar is trading stronger. But by how much? We can calculate how much this forward premium is by using the following formula. We take the forward rate and subtract out the spot rate and put this in terms of percentage terms. So divide by the spot rate. This tells us our forward premium. In this case, we know it's premium. It could be a discount, depending on what the numbers are. And so that gives us, we get minus 0.0168. And notice this is a negative number because, well, I said forward premium on the dollar, but really the dollar is trading at a premium, but what we're talking about here is in terms of British pounds. And so if it's all kind of just relative to what we're talking about, but if we're talking about the forward premium or discount on the GBP, to be more clear, this is going to be a discount because the British pound is trading at a weaker rate in the forward market. 1 pound is buying fewer USD. And so by how much? If we're looking at the GBP side of things, by 1.68%. Now, there's one other thing that we need to be aware of when we're talking about forward premiums and discounts, and that is the time length, the length of time between this spot rate and this forward rate. Because this is just some percentage number, but is it like for 6 months, or is this 1.68 for 12 months? That depends on how far away this forward rate is. And so let's say that this is a forward contract that only lasts for 3 months. 3 months or 90 days. Then typically, this 1.68% is saying that the pound is trading at a discount 90 days from now by 1.68%. And so that's fine, but with forward contracts, we typically annualize them. There's a lot of things that we need to do with these numbers, the forward discounts and premiums, and it really helps to have an annualized number. And so the final step I need to show you is that whenever you have a forward rate contract, you typically need to annualize it. To do that, you take this number that you calculated, the minus 1.68%, and then if this is a 90-day contract, I need to know what this is on an annual basis. It's going to be something more on an annualized basis if this is the amount that I get for only 90 days. And so I sort of scale this up by the number of days in a year. And sometimes we use 360 in banks, sometimes we use 365. It's just specified as part of the contract. But here we're just going to use 360. And so this scales this up to an annualized number, which ends up being 6.72%, minus 6.72 on an annualized basis. So we can either say that this is really just two sides of the same coin. We can either say that the British pound is trading at a 6.72% forward discount, or we can say that the US dollar is trading at a 6.72% premium. And so we just kind of have to be aware at each step in this process of just logically whether everything looks right. So, for example, at this first step here, we noticed that the British pound was buying fewer dollars. And so we were like, okay, the British pound is weakening. And so when we looked here and we saw this negative number, this means that, okay, we're talking about a forward discount on the British pound, not the USD. So in order to make sure you step through each problem correctly, it helps to just check your logic, economic logic, each step of the way.